How's it going, everyone? This is Tony from Forno Piamo Pizza Ovens, and today I'm going to go over the 3 shipping methods you have to select from when you purchase one of our ovens and need it shipped to you. Important thing to note here before I start is our ovens are insured by the carrier the moment they're picked up to when you sign the document and you get the oven over there on your end. So just something to keep in mind as we go through these. So 3 shipping methods are residential shipping, client offload, and terminal pickup, and we're going to go into all 3 of those here. So first option, residential. This is when the trucking company or shipping company delivers the oven to you and offloads it from their truck with a forklift, and they set it on the driveway or any area that the forklift can reasonably access. So the reason they send a forklift is because our oven is too large for a traditional lift gate. So you have to send a special truck that has a forklift attached on the back end of it. And it's important to note here that this shipping company is not going to uncrate the oven and they're not going to install it for you. They're simply going to pick it up from the truck, set it down on the ground. This is typically the easiest and most hands-off shipping method for our customers, and we'll talk about that more in a sec here. This is visually just so you can see what this truck typically looks like, something like this with this forklift thing on the end. And pros and cons to residential shipping. It's the easiest option, just meaning it's the most hands-off. They'll pick up the oven from us, they'll bring it to you, and they'll set it down for you. Most liability coverage, again, this is, your oven is insured during transit, but this ensures that it's also insured when you pick it up, when they pick it up and set it down on the ground as well. Cons, so it's not available everywhere. There are definitely certain locations where they don't have these special trucks, and it can also cause delays because the companies that do have these trucks may be in high demand. It's also the most expensive option. We're not really going over pricing here because it's different everywhere and it changes constantly, but typically you can expect to pay an extra $400 to $600 for this option. Client offload is the second shipping method we have. This is basically when the truck arrives to your home, it'll bring the oven there, crated and palletized, but they can't get it off the truck. So you have to have a forklift on site and someone to operate that forklift to pick it up out of the truck and set it down on the ground. Important to note, once you do lift, or someone on your team lifts that oven up off the truck, it's no longer covered by the carrier's insurance. You can't use a crane for this. You have to use a forklift to offload it. These are covered trucks. Also, a business address that has a loading dock will work if you don't have a forklift, if you're shipping it to a business. All right, pros and cons for this is it's more affordable than the residential shipping. It can be faster because they don't need those special trucks, so it might get to the terminal instead of waiting for one of those trucks to be available. They're going to have a truck that they can usually send it out the next day. Cons, you need the forklift and you need an operator. And less liability, that's just when you pick it up and set it on the ground, you're not covered during that part of the transit process. Usually I'll see this. This is a popular option if you happen to have a forklift on site. You're doing a remodel or a big outdoor project and the contractors have some kind of heavy equipment they can use. That's when I see this option used the most. Terminal pickups, the last one. So this is, a situation where you or someone you hire will drive to the local shipping terminal to pick the oven up. These terminals are usually located between 10 to 45 minutes away from your home. You would need a flatbed truck or trailer to do this. In the vast majority of cases, the terminal does have the capacity to load it for you. So, basically in any shipping situation, the oven is going to get to a local terminal where it gets dispatched to go out to you, like in the other 2 options. In this situation, instead of them bringing the oven to you, you're driving there and you're picking it up directly. You do need tie downs to strap it to your truck or trailer, but they will load it up for you most times. So pros and cons. Pros, this is the most affordable. Not most affordable. It's usually on par with client offload. It's definitely more affordable than residential. Most control over when you receive it. This just means that if it gets to the terminal and you don't need it for 3 or 4 days, they'll usually hold on to it for you during that time, no problem. Cons, you need a truck or trailer. Least liability. This is just when you go to pick it up from the terminal. At that point, you have to get it there safely. You're responsible for getting it to the home safely and then also offloading it on the ground. Also, terminal can be far away. Usually it's not more than 30 minutes, but there's definitely situations where, it's very far if you live in a remote area. That's pretty much it. The last thing I'm going to say is, you know, this can change. So at the time of purchase, just whatever you're leaning towards out of these three options, go ahead and select it. And then when it gets closer to shipping date, if something is better than you, a different method works better than you for you, we can go ahead and change it. It's not a problem. You're not fully committed at time of purchase to whatever shipping method you selected. And that's it. Thanks for listening.